it all down.
Okay, time to lock in. I'm just kidding, but seriously, actually, I feel a little bit envious of other creators that are making YouTube videos inspiring that it's time to lock in and are sharing their tips, sharing their journeys in how they are going to lock in to really focus on their dream, on their creator journey, etc. And at least when it comes to the creators that I follow, I happen to know that they don't have families. Well, of course they have families, but they don't have kids. And whenever I am watching these videos, I get so inspired and I'm like, oh. And it feels like it feels easier if you didn't have a family that you needed to take care of on a regular basis. Of course, you need to take care of your relationships. And of course, you have family, even if you don't have children, you can have show some family of your friends and you know, your siblings, etc. And also, this is just another trick of the mind, stating that it's easier for others than it is for me. And if you really think about it, how many times haven't you had that exact thought? Yeah, it's easy for you to say, or I could also have done that if I had your environment and if I had your unique surroundings and circumstances. I even remember when I was much younger that I thought to myself, or rather this was the ego's projection, you know, projecting the idea that if I only had this or that, then I would. But since I don't, I'm stuck. I'm kind of stuck here. And this was this crazy projection that this thought was looping in my mind. Yeah, if I had no friends and family, it would be so easy for me to go online because I wouldn't care about my friends and family's opinions. And well, maybe there's some truth to that. I know that most creators that want to actually start to express online, that is often the common fear, not what would other people think, but not what other random people that you don't know will think, but what will your friends and family say or think. Once again, these are just limiting fears that are trying to keep us safe within the zone of familiarity. But moving back to the lock-in, I wanted to have this conversation because I want to inspire myself as well as you, of course, that it is possible to lock in regardless of your circumstances. It is possible to launch your business regardless of circumstances.
What happened to the girl who used to pray before darkness?
It is possible to start expressing your unique values, your thought leadership, and building your personal brand online, even if you have little time. But we need to be kind to ourselves. I will not say it's a matter of will. If there is a will, there is a way. I do believe that. I really do think that is true. But I think also we need to blend in some self-compassion. So for me, in this case, as the example, the context, locking in, okay, what I would prefer, what I would really, really want, if I could wish, and we can always wish, is to go away for, I don't know, 1 month and move into the cabin in the woods all by myself and just being completely focused on building and creating an expression and express my inner worlds and share that with the outside world. But as this current season looks for me, that is not doable. Of course it is doable, but that is not something that I'm going to prioritize because I don't want to be away from my kids. Even if I like to play with that idea to be that for a couple of weeks. But anyway, so I guess that the topic for this conversation will be about locking in and how you can lock in for your dreams in the current season that you are in. And the reason that Okay, so it's time for me today to be tapping into my creative power, to be solution focused, to solve the problems, the challenges that I have experienced due to me manifesting them, of course. Last week, I were all about, and this is the lead words, my Northern Star words for this season of mine, that is discipline and devotion. Devotion will always be kind of my core value word because it derives from the flow state, which I do believe is when we are being present enough to be receptive for our spiritual energy. And we are able to tap into that. That is when we feel flow. That is when we lose track of time and all the other conceptual concepts, illusions that mankind have created. Anyway, so I was, and also, so discipline is the lead word combined with devotion. So discipline and flow state, because I do believe that discipline, I heard this last week, I think it was, discipline is the highest form of self-love and funny how I forget. Highest form of self-discipline. No, that was not what made me feel something. The highest form of self-devotion and mastery, probably. Anyway, I do think that discipline is way to help us master, to direct our attention, and by that attention, create a space, a world where we can tap in to that devotion for the things that we want to give, want to share, want to create and express with the world. And due to the discipline and the devotion, Northern Star, also combined with a dose of self-compassion, I realized that I need to give myself also a lot of space, aka time, to heal and dissolve old and outdated programs in my subconscious mind. So I was very determined. Last night, it was Sunday night, I had not recorded even my YouTube diary vlog video for my Amy artist journey yesterday. So I knew that, okay, in the pockets of time between all the tasks for today, we were contributing as volunteers at my kids' football cup this entire weekend. So let me fix this. So I knew, okay, I need to be very creative. I need to have focus to kind of outline the vlog. I will not say script, but the scenes for it, to have like a goal, a theme for the entire episode. And after dinner, I had recorded all the scenes. I felt a little bit proud over myself. And then I said to myself, okay, now I just need to give myself a deadline and a time block to edit this using CapCut Pro and upload it to YouTube. It will not be perfect. It will be far from how I planned it at the beginning, but it's good enough for me because it reveals something much more valuable to me building that self-trust of keeping my word to myself. So what happened? Well, when the entire video was edited, and I were about to export it, my Pro subscription, I don't know, it was some kind of failure with the payment or whatever. And I was like, oh no. And I felt like I don't have the time to go back. It's not like you have, because you can use CapCut. It's a free tool. I love it, by the way, to use it. I'm not sure what I said about, the philosophy behind the company, because it's the same company that owns TikTok, but we will not go into that. Anyway, I use it, and then you can add pro features, like improving the colorings, the sound, etc. And it's not like if you use them and the system is telling you, you have used 5 pro features, upgrade, that you can just, click on a button and remove all the things that you have to go through the entire video. And I was like, I don't have time. I didn't have my card to pay. I get my salary tomorrow, and I feel like I need money to also buy food for the last day, for the remaining days. So I recorded a little video feeling a little bit sorry for myself, with a whole dose of humor, yes, because I know that feeling sorry for ourselves will not do us any good. It will only strengthen the program already installed that made us manifest the negative outcome in the first place.
The universe may well be on your side, but the technical demons are not. Have been devoted to keep my word to myself. I have had this negative mantra this entire summer. The feeling of feeling behind. That is what I have been writing in my journal almost every single day. And today, this week, it's Sunday, and I'm behind with my own made goals. And I was determined to publish the YouTube video for this week, the little vlog, diary notes. And I've been sitting here editing, and once I am ready to export it, CapCut says to me, you are using pro features. Yes, because I've upgraded to that, but no, it doesn't work. So here I am, feeling sorry for myself, going to eat some snacks and watch Mr. Mercedes on Netflix. Okay, I don't feel sorry for myself. Well, a little bit. But anyway.
So, and that is why I decided to make this kind of alternative recording to keep my word. I don't think that the few subscribers that I have on my channel, I'm grateful that you are here. I don't think that you are invested enough to care if I didn't or did post a video last week or not. But I care. And I care about building up my self-trust. Okay, so locking in it is. And I wanted to do this video, of course, hopefully to inspire you and hopefully to provide you some kind of tips or frameworks that you can use with me and my journey as the context for that. So, and we already stated that everything is possible. The reasons why we cannot is a projection by our ego mind, trying to keep us safe within the zone of the familiar. And just because we cannot do things at the extent as other does it, doesn't mean that we can do nothing, that we cannot do anything. So locking in, first of all, what is that? I have not even researched that saying, that phrase. But for me anyway, locking in is about, for a period of time, choose to scale off some of the things that you do enjoy or maybe even feel no longer serves you or not serving you in this season that you are in for a time being. And for me, that actually starts with my finance as kind of the frame for the rest of my locking in. And my lock-in period will be 3 months to begin with this kind of focus, and probably I will pivot but the point is that I will kind of have more focus on myself, not 100% of the time, but rather than, just going with the flow, which also is a good thing, but, going with the flow, whatever is going on that day, you're like, okay. I want to have some kind of focus regarding my goals, because I do believe that when we feel good, we do good. And sometimes we need to prioritize ourselves in order to feel good. It's not selfish to prioritize yourself, because if you don't do it, you will probably end up feeling torn, overwhelmed, like a people pleaser, like a pushover. Also, like me, feeling like you don't trust yourself when it comes to your promise to yourself for several reasons. And my lock-in will be focused to 3 pillars. Number 1 is actually my finance, because I work part-time by choice. I have the greatest job. I would love to work more, but I would not want to change my current occupation for working more hours in a job that I'm not loving as much as I love this job. I work in church with children's groups and young teenagers. It's incredible. I love it. But due to my part-time income, I also have half of the amount, or probably even less than that, than my friends and other family members. And what I tend to feel is that even if I say, okay, I cannot really afford this right now. I don't want to prioritize. That is the hidden message behind I cannot afford. Maybe we should not use that word, but I don't want to prioritize this right now, not because I don't want to, but because I need to have means for other areas of my life that I want to prioritize, like food and rent. But I tend to get back to this point where I feel like pity alert. It will sound like I feel sorry for myself, but I tend to feel like I'm not getting through with the message. Probably because my old programming, because I don't like to be the person that says it's too expensive, not because I care that people would know that I have less money than others. I don't care at all about that. But I don't want to be, like the anchor. Everybody wants to go to that club or eat on that restaurant or go on that travel. And I don't like to be the person who says, no, I cannot afford it. I don't like to drag people down. And what that have led to is that I am letting myself down instead. So I decided that for this 3 months, I will cut everything off for just this time being. I will really be focused on keeping my budget. I will have a budget for food, for groceries, for shopping and travel, and that will be very little of that, and a budget for social events. And I will really cut everything off, not only because I want to build kind of my foundation to be able to build my wealth, but I think that this can help me doing that, but it has also this meta value for me because it can help me to remember my why and what I want to prioritize to invest in regarding money and time, and to learn how to say no thank you, because no thank you means not now. It means for this time being, I am saying yes to something else. So there we had it, money. The money aspect of locking in. And I think that could actually be valuable to anyone, because even if you have a lot of money, I don't know, but you focusing on not just leaking money to things that you don't want to leak money to. I actually do believe that, abundance is everywhere, and it comes to us in physical form when we are tapping into not obsess over money. So that is not the aim here. The aim is to use the concept of money to leverage that concept of value exchange to remind you to prioritize yourself. Then I have for my lock-in focus pillar, that will be, yes, I have this ongoing goal to learn how to differentiate inspired ideas to act upon, to execute, to move to the physical calendar, the physical aspects, the physical conceptual things of doing things, and when not to. When just capture the ideas, recognize what they are, seeds of seeds from the divine source of everything that I can plant in the garden of creations to come to life, but not now. But even though it's such a struggle for me because I want to act upon all the inspired ideas all at once. So therefore, I am devoted to create what I call my era's bucket lists of seats. And the era is what we call a year. And then for each of my business hubs, I will create a tab for each one, or chapter, if you will, where I will add all the things that I would like to have done. Kind of a habit tracker. No, not a habit tracker, but kind of a tracker of things that I executed. And I think that will be good because it also can help us to strengthen the minds, or rather to take control of the mind, to actually acknowledge, okay, this is what we have done. And the whole idea with the bucket list is that I will not achieve every item on it, because it is a bucket list and it has no actual deadline. So that is something that I'm going to create in Google Spreadsheet, and tied to that is once again to differentiate the level 1 on the bucket list. Okay, the recurring task that I want to prioritize, like 1 of these videos per week. That will be 52 buckets, 52 seeds in that bucket of the Amy vlog diaries. And then I will have a bucket for my Amy Diaries podcast. And I would like to have kind of 3 shorter episodes for that. That will be 3 multiplied with 52 weeks. Okay, help me here. That will be around approximately 156 episodes in that bucket. And this will help me like kind of having a visual that I can just cross off. So even if I land on, let's say, 100 Amy Diaries episodes, that is 100. And I think that it will help me to remember consistency, that consistency is what will actually compound to the actual growth, the inner transformation and growth, and also, how that is transformed on the outside. And this lead me to pillar number 3 for this season. That is that I'm going to once again trying to build a system for myself. A system of the bare minimum, not a system with all the things on my bucket list that I would really like to do this year, this era, but kind of the opposite. Okay, what is the bare minimum? What is the bar of that finish line? And I will kind of try to make system, at least for this season, the 3 months to come, because I am off my work on Mondays and not every Wednesday, but kind of build a system for that, because even if I have worked like this for kind of 3 years, not the same day it's off, I always have the intention, like, these days I'm going to work on my business, my creator coaching business, and also my music journey business thingy. But then things are coming up, someone needs help at work, and I'm like, okay, I can come in on Monday, or a friend is calling. But I want to devote myself to kind of find a bare minimum of discipline time and what to actually do on those blocks. Yes, this will be all for this video, because this was an extra recording, an extra broadcasting from the Amy Diaries vlog. vlog library due to the failures yesterday. Thank you for tuning in. I invite you to join me on Substack. QR code or link below.
To the girl who used to pray before darkness destroyed her way. What happened to the path that shines so bright? Now the maze of demands dim those lights. What happened to the present that used to be so near? Now it's out of reach in a different atmosphere. What happened to the false cause we shouldn't obey?